Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Build It Better. It has been quite a long time since our last upload, and by the end of this video you'll understand exactly why. But just to fill you in, the inevitable did happen, and that was that life took over. So a lot of attention had to go away from the cars and settled, focus more on the business and family. But be rest assured, we are back for 2023, and obviously, if you've been following the build on the BMW competition drift car, which we were hoping wasn't going to be a 2023 drift car, and we were hoping on getting that out in 2022, well, inevitably, it's now our 2023 competition car. So we'll most definitely be getting onto that build as quick as possible. We do have a couple of shows coming up this year, so we have been invited to display our RX-7, the FD RX-7, which I predominantly use for drifting, which actually isn't even a street car. That will be displayed at the Avalon Air Show this year, and also we'll be taking it over to the Formula One, which is very, very exciting. So I'm hoping on either detailing the car, possibly some new livery, but getting all that prepared. So we'll do a whole series on detailing the car, fixing up a few mechanical issues and what have you. But to start off 2023, our first video is actually going to start off in Manheim Auctions, where I have purchased a car unseen. I've only spoken to the owner. The owner said he was involved in an accident. Front of the car is perfectly fine, and the rear of the car is completely totaled. So just from a couple of basic photos, she told me the car runs, it drives. We need all the mechanicals from that car so we can finish off our 2023 drift car. But also we have our little hatch that we were going to use as a donor car that had the blown engine. I'm not too sure if you saw that in a few episodes ago. And we'll be taking out this engine, checking it, servicing it, making sure it's all good, and then we'll be popping that into our little hatch, and we'll have a new little daily manual, hopefully with some leather interior. So I've never been to Manheim Auctions. I have been to Pickles before, but today apparently I just have to go there with my trailer, which is about to get hitched onto the back of the car, get down there, give them my reference number, and fingers crossed they just give me the car, or we strap it down, and we can take it over back to our factory, I guess. So follow for the day. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly why we've taken so long to start uploading again, but I'm sure you'll be really excited with the news, so I'll see you all soon. All right, so we've just made it to Manheim, and apparently it says vehicle pickup through gate 1. This is gate 1, so fingers crossed we're in the right place. I see a whole lot of cars, so definitely in the right place. Trucks, pickup and delivery. All right, let's see what's going on here. We'll find out where we've got to go, and then we'll start recording again. Okay, we've got our high-vis on. We have our paperwork, we have our number, which we have to put here at the front of the dashboard. Now we drive around, and apparently the forklift driver is going to know which car it is, and they're going to bring it out. So we'll go down to the loading bay, I guess, and we'll just wait there for them to bring the car. A lot of cars here. There are a lot of cars. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this many cars at a salvage yard or a wreckers or anything else like that. It is phenomenal. And just like magic, we're back at my car storage. So I did want to film everything in Manheim, but unfortunately one of their forklifts were down. So there was a massive line of about 10 to 15 tow trucks waiting behind me, and there was probably about 6 or 7 in front of me. So it was very, very quick, I should say, as far as the loading and unloading is concerned. But if you do plan on getting yourself a car from the auctions, be prepared. It is a whole day event. So I got to the auctions at approximately 1 o'clock. And then I didn't end up leaving there until almost 4, and then having to drive back during peak hour traffic. So most definitely, if a car is rare, unique, and what have you, then most definitely would recommend it. But for your everyday run-of-the-mill cars, to be honest, I probably won't be doing that again. But without further ado, here's our parts car. And this is, from what the owner has told me, running and driving. She was sitting at a set of lights one night, and a guy didn't see her because her car was black, and therefore this is the end result. So damage is pretty bad, pretty limited to the rear subframe. Actually not even the subframe, I should say, the rear Rio. And then obviously just behind that's where the battery sits right in there. So the battery, I don't know if you can actually even see the battery through the actual plastic cover of the car. So fair bit of damage, but luckily everything from wheels, back wheels, all the way forward, doors, interior, and everything else that we could possibly need, including complete M Sport leather seats, which have that little adjuster there like that. Airbags did not deploy. It's also a later model, actually a 2009 model, so the dash is just a touch little different. It's got the it's like if you were too POV to get the screen, you got a sunglass cover sort of thing there, which is really cool because this means that if I use this dash in my hatch, I don't have to chop the other dash to get that in the car. So all in all, very, very cheap for what it is. It's also a 2-litre, so it's a 120i, and front end is fantastic. I mean, these headlights alone, you can jump on Marketplace, eBay, anywhere, and you'll see those selling for $300 to $400 up a headlight, not a pair, a headlight. Bonnets, they're normally selling $300 to $400. Fenders are going for about $400 as well. This is also in black, got the indicator. Now from this point forward on the car, everything is the exact same as the coupe. Mechanically, the car is exact same as the coupe, so there's a whole bunch of spares. We just really need the engine out of this to pop in our hatch, but it's got a really nice bonnet, and I'm possibly going to put that on my hatch and then put the one off the hatch onto the coupe. So this is it. Now we do have some more news coming up, but that's going to have to be a little bit later in this video. I was planning on taking this straight back to another location, and without giving too much away, we finally have a new factory. So we have a new space. We've just moved in. We just took over the keys. We're currently setting it up with all our equipment. It already has like a separate room where we plan on having that our fabricating room. So I guess without further ado, let's go get over to the new workshop. Here we are. Let's get some lights going. So this is our new fabrication room. So I lay this here, tire change obviously for going drifting, toolboxes, my welder, and then out there where you see a whole bunch of pallets right now is going to be our area with our hoist. So it should be fun.